Kamera.
Läuft.
Ton.
Läuft.
Szene 26.3, Take 4.
17.4, Take 4.
5.5, Take 4.
22.4, Take 2.
Action.
Hey everyone, this is Ahmed and this is our behind the scene video of our short film that we shot last year. It's called Der Mandelhassenatom, and I'm going to take you around and show you what we did, what we went through and how we solved some problems. It is my first experience as a writer-director. That's why I wanted to share with you some of our stories, what we went through, how we solved some problems. I want to show you some pre-production, production and post-production. And yeah, I hope you're gonna enjoy it. I hope you're gonna stick around until the end. I hope this is not going to be boring because it's gonna be a long video. I want to tell you almost everything. So yeah, grab yourself a cup of tea and some healthy snacks and let's go. I'm actually originally a photographer. I started a long time ago with like my phone and stuff when I was still in Syria in 2013. I used to borrow cameras from people I know. When I arrived in Germany, I had the opportunity to have a camera. So I started wildlife photography and I did a lot actually. And I learned a lot about cameras, lenses, and lighting and stuff. And later I found out that there is a university, or like what we call a Hochschule. It's called HAW, the University of Applied Science in Hamburg, that's what you call it. And they had a department called Medientechnik or Media Technologies, where you go in details about cameras, about microphones, lights, everything. So I started into the winter semester 2019, and after the first semester, the lockdown started, and then we had to continue from home, as you know. So the inspiration and how this idea started, the idea of the film. One day I was sitting on breakfast with my caretaker, or like the German family I lived with. His name is Werner, and he's someone who worked in an office for a long time, and he loved staying at home through the lockdown. And he was telling me I will never go back, even if they drag me to work. And then it clicked in my head. I typed it on my phone as an idea of someone who doesn't want to go to the office after the lockdown ends. And it just stayed there. Later, we did a workshop with the university, and it was in a cooperation with the CSULB in Long Beach. Yeah, through this workshop, I met a lot of people, a lot of cool people. Half of them were actually from my university. Yeah, so I thought to myself, why don't we shoot something together? And I pitched the idea after the workshop ended. I sent them an email. And it was like, hey guys, this is an idea and this is the acts, and like this is when I wrote the acts, 1, 2, 3. And they were so excited, but unfortunately all of them were busy. So after the workshop and after me figuring out like it's so hard to get people to shoot a film, and I think I was telling my friend Dennis about the idea. Every time we sit down together, and one day on his birthday actually in August, he asked me, what happened with that script? I was like, you know what, in 2 weeks you're gonna have the script, because he had to translate it into German. I usually write in English, I feel more like less restricted. So Dennis translated the film to German, and then I sent the script to Laura to give us her feedback. She liked the idea and she was like, actually I have to do a project for my master degree. And so if you don't mind, I would love to be the producer. I was so happy to hear that. Later we became like the writing group or the editor group, Dennis, Laura and me. Rewriting was a lot of fun because this is when I realized that this is not my idea anymore. Since Laura is editing and Dennis is editing, he added some sentences in the dialogue from him, and then Laura did the same. The story structure stayed the same, because if you didn't watch the film, you're gonna realize that later, but it's actually so hard to change it, like the idea. But in general, like some words where I was expressing myself in English, and you couldn't say that in German, so they kind of like put their input in there, and they liked it. And so during the rewriting, I was communicating with the eventually crew members, trying to gather everyone, convincing everyone to work on this unpaid project. And then also communicating at the same time with our legendary professor, Herr Vilashek, who actually helped us a lot and did everything he could for us to like film this. A highlight for me in the pre-production was pitching the idea to Nimai Fashar, who's a songwriter and a composer. He's also a friend of ours at the university. I don't know, in my opinion, this guy is like a hidden gem. He has a very beautiful voice, he's talented and stuff, and I really wanted him to sing something or write something for this film because I thought it would be reflecting the reality of what's going on in the head of that character. So yeah, we had 2 intensive meetings. We spoke about everything, about like the character arc. We spoke about the emotions that I want to show with the song and when we're gonna play that song and stuff. And after 2 weeks, he sent me a draft that I played on loop on that day. And the first time I heard that song, I had goosebumps, especially like when you are part of something, when you're part of creating something, you receive it differently. I love that song. If you don't know Nimai, go to his Spotify and support him. He's releasing a lot of singles, and yeah, I think his work is amazing. I tried to choose people very carefully and choose them by myself because I knew this is going to be unpaid project and I wanted people to have the same passion as I had, which actually paid off really well at the end, you'll see later. But yeah, at this point we had a ready script, we had a full team, and we had a motivation that can send a rocket to Mars. I had to do one thing before we start production, which is a table read, where I gather all the crew, all the cast, kind of like give them the opportunity to meet each other. And since it was my first time as a writer-director, I wanted also to like break this ice. I want to sit down with people, maybe like crack some jokes, have fun, read the script out loud, see if people have any feedback. It went actually very well. We had like some very yummy Syrian food. I made sure everyone eats well. And yeah, I think this is a very good step that I took, and I will always do it. I will always have a table read before I start shooting any film. And officially now we're in production. We started the first day in a small crew, and we shot the first day on the street, which is like this where the character walks on the street or like go down the stairs, go up the stairs and stuff. So the first day was all the streets, the street shots. Since it's going to be like a small crew, 1 actor, not too much, and also for me to start easy on the thing. So yeah, it went very well actually, but it was freezing. It was freezing on that day. Everyone was freezing, even the actor. But we did well. I think we got some very beautiful shots thanks to Julian, who's the DP, and sometimes he would just direct the camera and show me a new angle of like where we can shoot and stuff. That was, I guess, a Tuesday or Wednesday, and then on Thursday we took the equipments and we took the set furnitures to the first location, which is going to be the house of the character. And on Friday we started building the set. People from art design, set design, they were there. We built the set. Julian was there. He wanted also to make sure that we have like a depth and everything. It went well. It was a good day. We had some some crazy moments because I had to clean everything. It's my apartment actually. We moved everything from the living room, and we built our own set to match the character. We tried to choose colors and everything. I worked out with Laura Dachwitz, who's the set designer and also did art. And yeah, at the end of the day, we were all tired, but it went well. Aufräumen, Szene, Take 1, aufräumen, Take 1, action. So now it's officially the second shooting day, and it's a full crew. Everyone was there, but we had 1 actor, who's Yazan. I greeted everyone. It was a nice time. The thing is, I was so stressed because, I don't know, I was just overthinking the whole time. Friday to Saturday, I couldn't even sleep. And every time I tried to sleep, I was getting this electricity in my body that would wake me up. And I think I slept 1 hour and 1 hour and a half. And so everyone was there. We started on time. And the first day went very smoothly, actually. Everything was very beautiful. Yazan did an amazing job. The camera guys, the sound guys, everyone. Just the costume, we had Vasia. She did also a good job on makeup and costume. I think we had fun. We had fun on that day. The first day is, I think, the day when we broke the ice on the set. And then we started to understand the mechanism of like how we're gonna work with each other. And yeah, at the end of the day, of course, we were all like kind of tired, and everyone had to drive back to their houses because I live in a remote area away from the city. And I was impressed that everyone came. I'm so glad for everyone who actually traveled 2 days in a row to to my apartment to shoot the film. And the next day had a different energy. People were already in the whole mood of shooting, and we started faster. I slept, actually. I had a good sleep before that, and then I started to feel the element of like, I felt like I belong there. I belong here, and I want to do this. And I felt at peace. I felt at peace to the point where like I could face a storm to finish this film, which is gonna come later. But yeah, we wrapped the first location. I was so happy. The camera did a good job, camera team, and the sound, everything was just amazing. So we did these 2 days on Saturday and Sunday, and on Tuesday or Wednesday, I also don't remember, we had the scenes with the kids. We went there also small team, 1 actor and 2 kids. It was like 4 hours or something. It wasn't that long, and we finished it right away. And then after that, we were packing in the trucks to go again, bring everything back to Hamburg, to the second location, so we can store everything there and build the set on Friday, so we can shoot all of the office scenes. So on Friday, we built the set. We had everyone around. People were testing camera, people were testing the sound. The set design was making everything beautiful. We were doing like floor planning, so we don't have to waste time on the next 2 days. Everything was perfect, just like perfect. We shut the lights, we closed everything, went home. So on the 18th of December, that was a Saturday. It was the first shooting day in the office. The producer, Laura, she calls me and she tells me, Ahmed, we have to cancel the shooting for today because one of the crew members has COVID. So I don't know if you know, but at that time we were still wearing masks, we were still having like very strict, distance and everything. One of these rules was, because this film is a university project, we had to cancel the whole day if one person had a positive test. And this guy actually had 2 positive tests, and we had to cancel the day. And since we canceled 1 day, we had to cancel also the second day. The problem is, we had to bring everything we rented and we borrowed on Monday. So now we are left with no equipment, we're left with no scenes from the office. Now we had to call everyone and call the day off, tell people to go back. People were actually standing in front of the doors of the location. I remember standing in the middle of the set, looking around and knowing that I have to pack everything by myself. So yeah, but later Laura, David and Yannick called me and told me they're gonna go up with 2 masks, and I had to wear 2 masks. And they told me, we will help you pack some equipment. We were scared at that time because people were going to spend Christmas with their family, and I think that was the first Christmas where people like going back to family, and no one wanted to miss that, So yeah, I totally understand, and it's a sad moment, of course. I don't know. Fortunately, the guy who tested positive twice, after he did the PCR test, he was negative, which is I'm very happy about. I'm very happy that this dude wasn't sick or anything. So we decided to shoot on the first weekend of January on that year, on the new year now. But of course it didn't work because one of the actresses actually had corona. And we decided to have the 2 weeks period, so we're gonna shoot at the end of January. But before the end of January, the other actress broke her foot in a ballet dancing class. So we had to extend it for another 2 weeks. And at this point, I was in front of two choices. I either keep going and be like, we are finishing this film, we're shooting everything, or I'm gonna just give up and then make a small trailer or anything from this footages that we had. But of course I didn't give up because I was going to regret it. I'm pretty sure I was going to regret it, and I'm happy I went through that because I learned a lot. Actually, the experience is just like, I learned stuff through this whole experience that I don't think I will ever learn anywhere else. Because when you go through it yourself and you feel it yourself, and then you reflect on yourself and you speak with yourself and you say like, no, I'm going to do it. I will find a way to do it. You will do it, and that's what's gonna happen. Because we're gonna plan at the end of February to have also Saturday, Sunday, because this is where people have time. Also on Friday, everyone came. We didn't get the equipment from the university, but where I work, it's called mariekonrad.de. Go visit us. They gave me all the equipment. They told me, use whatever you want, don't worry about anything, but finish this film. So we built this, everything was amazing. Yulen came to do camera testing because now we had the Blackmagic 6A Pro, and before we were shooting on this Sony. So yeah, we had some test footages and stuff to see how everything's gonna work. But everything was amazing. We went back home and I was like, please God. Well, in the night at 2 a.m. we get a notification as an alarm for a storm that's gonna hit. And it happened, a storm hit. And it was so bad that all of the train tracks were covered with dead trees, not dead trees, like fallen trees. So people who, like me, I live in a remote area. I couldn't arrive on time, of course, because I was supposed to be there at 7 on the location. It didn't work. People were coming from Bremen, which is another city. An actor was coming from Berlin, which is also a very far city. So yeah, we were supposed to do the first film slate at 9:30, I remember, on that day. And before that, don't forget, like, people are gonna arrive. You'll need to do makeup. You need to do costume. You need to like fine-tune lightings and stuff. Yeah, we didn't start. So actually, I arrived about like 10:30, 11 or something. And I remember waiting for other people to arrive so we can have like the full team and the full crew and full cast. I sat with Laura Trevidi, the producer, and who was the floor manager at that time also, and Julian, the DOP, and we went through the whole list of the scenes. And they were like, Ahmed, you should delete everything that you think you can tell the story without using. So let's say we had a close-up, we had like an insert shot, we had a medium close-up. All of this was erased. We replaced it with a wide shot just so we can save time. And Laura made sure in order to have everything shot and to have everything in our hands for the edit, we only have 3 takes for every scene. So yeah. I think that was a nightmare for me as a director because I want to do more, especially that this is the office scenes where I was going to work with more than one actor.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't get into it because they would never.
Yeah, I will try my best to not go through that again. But you know, like when you're at this point, like you you had 2 corona cases and 1 broken foot, and then now you have Storm. I was like, I'm finishing this film. I'm not gonna push it anymore because it was so hard to get 20 people on set again, especially as I said, like again, this is not a paid job. And this is actually when I realized that it paid off. Me treating people well, me speaking with people personally, choosing them, knowing that these people are passionate about what they are doing, showing up during a storm, it's just unbelievable. Because they showed up despite a storm, despite having half a list of shots, and also accepting and agreeing to work late on that day because we were supposed to be done like around maybe 6. But since we started at 4:30, they all agreed to finish at 8:30. And the next day also we did the long day, but we got everything done. We wrapped the whole film. It was an emotional moment for me because we went through a lot. Oh my gosh, we went through a lot, man.
Ich hoffe, dass alle zufrieden sind. Also ich bin sehr zufrieden. Es freut mich sehr, dass wir als erste so dicken Projekt zusammen gemacht haben. Für uns als Studenten im 5. Semester oder 3. Semester oder 6. Semester. Ich hoffe, dass ihr was mitgenommen habt. Ich habe viel gelernt. Ich bin sehr dankbar, dass ihr dabei seid. Ich habe von allen Schauspielern, von den Leuten, ich habe so viel mitgenommen, so viel gelernt. Ich hoffe, dass ihr auch das erlebt.
Yeah, I made sure to thank everyone, and if you're watching this and you work with me on this film, I thank you again from my heart for all of your passion, all of your patience with me, yeah, I don't know.
Alles gut. Cut. Wir brauchen Hand.
Even though we went through all of this, we had so much fun. We learned a lot. Myself, I learned a lot. I learned from everyone. I learned from the actors. I learned from the crew. I learned from what we went through, from the experience itself. So yeah, I'm so thankful, and I'm so thankful for the people who were with me on this trip or on this adventure. So after we wrapped, Grigor was packing up all of the footages on his laptop, and this is when officially post-production had started. So just to let you know, our script was 15 pages, which in the filmmaking world, it means the film should be around 15 minutes or let's say 14 minutes to 16 minutes, something like that, because we count every page with 1 minute of film, of showing. I told Grigor to edit depending on the script. So when he came back and showed me the 32 minutes of footages of the film, 32 minutes is the double. It's more than the double. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I told him something went wrong, and then later I realized it's the script itself because, I don't want to go through this, but I can go through it later if you want in another video. Just let me know in the comments if you're interested. I would love to do that because I'm also developing. I'm reading a lot. I'm watching a lot of videos about also script writing and stuff. So yeah, let me know. I would love to make another video. Maybe we can go live. After a long meeting with Grigor, we chopped the film to 25 minutes without starting credits and without the ending credits, which is a very long short film. So the thing now, people who gave me their word to work with me on this film, because we pushed the film a lot, they were involved in other projects. So when the time came for them to do their job in the post-production, they were like, we're sorry, we are in other countries or we're working on other projects and we don't have time. So I had to learn how to work with green screens because we had some green screens, especially the laptop. I tried to do my best. I don't know if you noticed that while you're watching the film, if it's real or not, but now you know. The laptop screen is not real, it's a green screen. I also learned by myself how to put a key on the video because I had to key out the sound boom. So don't judge us. We're a bunch of students who are trying to learn. So the boom of the microphone thingy was reflecting on one of the glasses in one of the shots, and I had to kind of like key out of the scene. I don't know if you noticed that. I don't think you can notice that. I sometimes forget that I did that. After we finished editing, I spoke with Henrik to ask him if he can save us with color grading because I didn't want to learn color grading. And I didn't want to mess it up. I knew that color grading is such an important thing. And I was new. I didn't know. I had some basic ideas of color grading, but I wanted someone who knows what he's doing. And Henrik knows what he's doing because he's also like a tutor at the university for color grading. So I trusted him totally. The way he did a good job. Some maybe shots I wasn't happy with them, but it's not because of him. It's because of the mistakes we did on set, and also because of the camera. The camera is a Sony. It's from the university. Everyone was using it, and you know. So yeah, since I decided to learn how to do the whole graphic thing with the green screen and keying, I had time to animate the ending credits and the beginning credits. I did very bad job. I did very bad job, but I knew the girlfriend of Dennis, who's also a Laura. She's a Laura host. She studied before at our university as a designer, and she's very good at what she does. So I sent her a screenshot of what I did, and she was just laughing at me. She was like, "What is this? Just send me the list of what you want to do, like the credits, and I will do it for you. Thank you so much for saving us last moment." And she did a very nice job, actually. I was very happy at the end with what she did. Laura, you're the best. And it's time for sound design. I remember when he first showed me, or let me listen, of course, what he did to the scene of Tom, the main character, walking on the street from the apartment or like from his house to the office. And I was just shocked because this is exactly how I imagined it. It was just amazing. Yeah, I'm so happy about this sequence. While Dennis was working on the sound design, he was communicating with Nimai, who did the music, and also communicating with Dominic, who was going to do the mixing. And they finished. They did a great job. I'm so happy with what they did, all of them.
Ja. Weil erstmal das Ding.
And now we have a film. We have a short film. Yeah, I communicated with the professor who was supposed to watch the film on the 18th of February, and it was August. Film. He was so happy. He told me it's actually better than the script. He was so proud of us. I was proud of us because we finished the film. We did our best. This is why I was proud of us. What made me happy actually, listening to my professor's feedback, is that he noticed what I was aiming for from the beginning, which is having something that breathes long in the film. It's something classic, not a TikTok. Cutting. I wanted you to watch the character walking. I wanted you to watch the character getting up and going through his day very slowly. I wanted you to feel this boring maybe feeling or like this stressful moment. After that, I sent the film to everyone that I know would have a good opinion and good feedback on the film. And then I was getting all of these feedbacks. I took the feedback and I started chopping again the film, which is something that I'm not supposed to do because usually editing finishes when the edit finishes. So yeah, I chopped the film to, 22 minutes. I chopped the film by myself with end credits and start credits after I asked Grigor, of course, I asked him for permission. Can I do it? He was like, yeah, go for it. And then, because I didn't want to take his job, he's the editor, but I thought I would do it very quickly since I had like the whole Premiere Pro file and I had everything, all the materials. I called Dennis. I asked him how he was. I made sure he had a good day. I knew this is gonna be a heavy quest. I told him, Dennis, I chopped the film to 22 minutes, and we're gonna have to do a new sound design. He went just silent. And after that, he told me, if you're not my friend, I would never do it. But I do it because you're my friend. Dennis, you're a good friend. I love you, man. Wir machen eine Operation.
Ja.
Und die Operation braucht sehr präzise Hände. Und das hat Dennis. Und sehr viel Geduld.
Besonders Geduld.
Leute, wenn ich sterbe, dann Dennis hat mich umgebracht. While Dennis was editing the new sound design or doing the new sound design, I was speaking with the guy who designed our poster. I'm gonna show you my sketch, and then I'm gonna show you the professional poster he did. It's a big difference. But yeah, I wanted to show how like this guy is grabbing on his couch that he loves, and something is pulling him. It's in this invisible force pulling him away from his house, and how the couch is scratching on the floor. I love the poster. So now we have a short film, officially. Everyone's happy with it. I started sending it to film festivals, and now the waiting game started. And while we were waiting, I was planning for a screening day just only for the crew members and the cast. And we did it actually. It was nice, everyone was happy. Some people were surprised actually with what we did. So that made me also happy and proud. Because as I told you, all of the stress we went through on set, some people maybe thought like nothing's gonna come out from this film. But we won an award. We won Best Student Film Award in Berlin Indie Film Festival for the August competition. We got an honorable mention, and we got selected. And I think we did well for this film. I don't know. And since it's my first film, I was so motivated, and I kind of made sure after that to keep grinding, keep working and learning. And that's what I did. Now I'm working on a new film. Actually, I have a few ideas, but I'm focusing on one thing. I'm looking for crew members right now for the new film. And it's going to be amazing. We're going to be working with a lot of nice effects and stuff. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it wasn't too long for you, and I hope you didn't skip. If you have any idea, if you have any, I don't know, send me an email, or you will find it on my website. You can write me on Instagram. You're gonna find the way. So since this film was a private project for me before it became a university project, I took over kind of like sponsoring the film, but unfortunately I didn't know how to gain money back. It would be amazing to see like some support. You know, I just want to like get a little bit of the money I paid for the food and stuff back. Let me know what you think, and stay tuned for our next project. Yeah, stay healthy, have a nice day. Peace, see you next time.
Ich trag eine Fassade um mein Herz. Ich spüre, dass sie da ist, denn ich spüre keinen Schmerz. Ich wünschte, ich könnte weinen.